Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a brave woman named Lena. She was married to a handsome man named Jack. They were deeply in love and had been married for 5 years. Lena was a skilled archer and Jack was a renowned blacksmith. They lived in a small village surrounded by lush green forests and snow-capped mountains. Lena and Jack were known for their kindness and generosity. They often helped the villagers with their problems. One day, Jack went on a hunting trip and never returned. Lena searched for him everywhere but couldn't find him. She asked everyone in the village, but no one knew where he was. Finally, she met an old man who told her that Jack had been captured by a dragon and taken to its lair. The old man warned Lena that the dragon was fierce and powerful. He advised her not to go after the dragon, but Lena was determined to rescue her husband. Lena headed to the armory. The armory is dimly lit, with the only source of light coming from a few flickering candles. The air is thick with the smell of burning wood and roasting meat. The walls are adorned with old hand weapons and armor. The furniture is made of rough-hewn wood, and the tables are covered with animal hides. The centerpiece of the room is a large fireplace, where a spit-roasted boar is slowly turning over the flames. Lena packs some food, water, a sword and set out on a journey to find the dragon's lair. The first obstacle she encountered was a river. The river was wide and deep. Lena had to find a way to cross it. She gathered some logs and vines and built a raft. Lena put her belongings on the raft and pushed it into the river. The current was strong, but she managed to cross safely. The trail was long and steep, winding its way up the side of the mountain. Lena's legs ached as she climbed higher and higher, but she refused to give up. She was determined to reach the summit, no matter what. She passed through old-growth forests, where the trees towered high above her head. She crossed babbling brooks and alpine meadows, where wildflowers bloomed in a riot of colors. All around her, she could see the majestic peaks of the Olympic Mountains, rising up into the sky. Lena was hiking on a remote mountain trail when she heard a rustling in the bushes. She turned around to see a group of bandits emerging from the undergrowth, their faces obscured by masks. Lena's heart raced as she realized she was in trouble. The bandits demanded that Lena hand over all her valuables, but Lena refused. Instead, she stood her ground and prepared to fight. The bandits charged at Lena, brandishing their weapons. Lena dodged their attacks and fought back with all her might. She was outnumbered, but she refused to give up. The fight was long and grueling, but Lena emerged victorious. The bandits lay defeated at her feet, and Lena was left standing, battered and bruised but triumphant. As she continued on her journey, Lena knew that she had faced her fears and come out on top. She felt stronger and more confident than ever before, ready to take on whatever challenges lay ahead. After many days of traveling, Lena finally reached the entrance of the cave where the dragon lived. Lena cautiously approached the entrance of the cave, her heart pounding with fear and anticipation. As she drew closer, she saw a tall and thin figure standing outside, his long white beard blowing in the wind. The wizard's deep-set eyes glinted in the dim light, and his wrinkled skin seemed to glow with an otherworldly energy. Without a word, the wizard reached into his robe and produced a small vial filled with a thick, viscous liquid. He held it out to Lena, his eyes fixed on hers. Lena hesitated for a moment, then reached out and took the vial from the wizard's outstretched hand. She could feel the power emanating from it, a potent mixture of magic and mystery. She could hear the dragon's roar from inside the cave. Lena took a deep breath and entered. The cave was dark and damp. Lena could barely see anything. She lit a torch and continued walking. Suddenly, she heard a loud noise. It was the dragon. Lena drew her sword and prepared for battle. The dragon was huge and fierce with scales as black as night and eyes that glowed like embers. It breathed fire and smoke. The battle raged on for hours, with neither Lena nor the dragon gaining the upper hand. Lena fought bravely, but the dragon was too strong. It knocked her sword out of her hand and pinned her to the ground. Lena thought it was the end. But then, she remembered the potion. Lena quickly grabbed the potion and threw it at the dragon. The dragon breathed in the potion, and almost immediately its eyes began to droop, and its movements became sluggish. It tried to flap its wings and claw at her. Finally, with a great sigh, the dragon lay down and closed its eyes. Lena quickly got up and searched for her Jack. She found him in a cage. She broke the lock and freed him. Jack was surprised to see Lena. He hugged her and thanked her for rescuing him. Lena and Jack quickly left the cave and started their journey back home.